Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Were you on vacation?
I was. Last week, my wife and I met friends of ours. We were all friends when we all lived in Colorado. They live
Yeah.
in a house. And every year we meet in a very reclusive uh, cabin up in Hot Springs.
Nice.
That was nice. We just all took food and wine and we sat by the river and had a good time.
Awesome.
No Wi-Fi, I was totally detached. So one would say it was, well, wasn't that relieving? But I have to tell you, I went through a little withdrawal.
I know, right? It's weird.
Hey,
You
good
went,
morning.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks for the Truity shout out on the 1 million sponsors.
I hope you can handle the business we threw at you because of that.
And my door's still rolling with the
We didn't do a good enough job then. We'll have to promote it again.
with the coronavirus. So
oh, you said you've been busy, right? Because
I
people
have.
are home and like, oh my God, I have all these pictures and cleaning their houses out because everyone's stir crazy.
They are. I have been, and I've had. It's funny. I usually get the people, and I can usually convince them that they really want their photos or their videos back in a downloadable or a streaming
Yeah.
mechanism. And where I've had some people, and I mean, look at me. I'm an older guy, but well, I had some people older than me, and they're like, "No, we want DVD. We want DVD. We want a DVD." And I finally had to stop telling people I don't do DVDs because I feel bad doing the job for them and charging them what I do, and then give it to them on a DVD. So I had one guy, and he kept saying, "I don't understand this USB," and you like my old man accent? And I said to
Then
him,
you have them talk to Brian.
"Yeah," I said to him, "How old's your TV?" And the guy drives a Tesla, and he has he goes, "Oh, my son got us this brand new big TV." And I said, "Oh, there's probably a plug on the side." And I showed him the little stick, the USB, and he gave me 2 videos to do. And he came in and he shows up at my door 3 days later. "That's amazing. Here's 10 more tapes."
It's awesome.
So I advanced his technology knowledge. I said,
Hey,
you're
yep.
driving a
A
Tesla, man.
Tesla, I know.
You have to know how to do it." He goes, "Yeah, I'm really a Honda kind of guy as far as finances go." Uh, he says, "But I just wanted one, so I just went out and got one." I said, "Well,
The
good for
car
you."
probably has more USB ports
Well,
and
he does. He says that.
spots than
He
me.
says, "Yeah, there's these USB ports and things in the car, and I don't know what to do with them." You know, my son made me a clip of all the music I like. It said, "Just plug it in, it'll play in the car." I don't understand it. I said, "You don't have to understand it, man."
Yeah. Hey, I couldn't get my Wi-Fi hooked up to my TV, so it doesn't, ages is not anything.
Yeah.
You still didn't pay that invoice when I did get it hooked up, Michelle. I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do
I'm
you
gonna go
want?
grab the drink. I'll be right back.
Hey, Brian, looks like you got an official haircut, man.
Oh my God, yes, you missed it. But it's still too long.
It does, no, I think it looks good, man.
I need another.
I, res, I respect anyone who has hair that keeps the hair.
He has so much hair. It's ridiculous. I have not cut my hair yet, though. I'm
That's okay.
still 2 feet long. I'm donating it. It's hard to, they're being super picky about women's, because it takes a while. You're there for an hour. So
Yeah.
you have to make an appointment and then go in. So it's like they're all still backed up.
Yeah,
My
wife.
friends wanted to go with me, and they're like, you can't have people in. And they're like, well, we need haircuts too. I was like, we'll just all go together.
Those days are gone.
I know.
Yeah, the woman who's been cutting my wife's hair for forever, for like 6 years. She went and got her hair cut probably about 2 weeks ago, and she says, "Oh, by the way, this is your last haircut. I'm getting out of the business."
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't actually have a hairdresser here. I tried 2 places, but
Yeah.
they didn't impress me. So, um, It's so gross outside.
Yeah.
Not compared to Florida.
I know. I'll never win this battle.
Jeff, are you there? Do you have a 954 number? You have Fort Lauderdalian?
Oh, 954.
Yeah, we have friends of ours who moved down to Florida, and they keep trying to get us to move down there, and that's what I keep saying. It's like, hey, not during the summer months. It's too hot, humid, and buggy.
And I'm gonna send you an email because clearly haven't dropped anything off at you or to you.
So Brian, you got your Star Wars shirt on. Are you introducing your daughter to the Star Wars?
I don't know what the appropriate age is for that.
Wait, where's your Million Cup shirt? Oh, you suck today.
It's currently dirty in a certain pile someplace that I've not been able to track down. So
Do you only have one?
I know you'd think I'd be at least hooked up with 2.
What size do you wear? I know someone who can order those for you.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe if you're nice to her, she'll order you 2 more.
Make sure you order Ed one too.
He already has one. They're sitting in a bag. I just have to drop them off.
Yeah.
You are a medium? Jeez, that's what I have.
Depends how many cookies I've had this week. Probably large is probably better bet.
Oh.
Didn't announce a speaker, so
Funny.
I wonder if that caused everybody to be scared away. But it is.
No, it's not 8 o'clock yet. Everybody doesn't come till 8. This is the problem. Whatever time we say, people don't come until 15 minutes late. Not like I should talk, but.
Hey everybody, good morning.
Hi.
Hey, morning,
I'm from
Jeff.
Nashville.
Hey,
This morning.
how's it in Nashville?
Damp,
See.
cloudy, foggy. Overall pretty good.
Well, it's nice.
How is Lake Norman?
Everywhere I go, I keep seeing your name pop up. So you're the mover and shaker in Nashville.
It's one of the roles. The other is dating sites for moms, which you're gonna hear about later. Work from home, like so many people, so you might get the trifecta of a cat, dog, and a baby
Hey, there you go.
on this Zoom call. Definitely the cat though. I'm in her room.
That's okay. Cats and keyboards, man. I'm sorry. You're actually on the cat stick if you have a keyboard. Yeah, sorry.
It's her room mostly.
I think no, I guess that's right. We do put 7:45, right? Or did we put 8?
I'm pretty sure it says 7:45, but we should double check that tomorrow.
Shall I yell at some people? It's my favorite
I
thing.
appreciate you jumping in last minute here, Jeff, and look forward to seeing more about it here. And
Yeah, and I used to live in Lake Norman, in Cornelius, right behind that Harris Teeter-off Jeton. There's townhouses back there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I worked.
I'm off of Bethel Church there. So.
Yeah, really close by. And I worked at Proctor Free in Huntersville
Oh, cool.
for 2 years.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the area a lot.
What brought you out to Asheville then?
We always want to live in Asheville. That was always the plan.
We're
Oh my God, yeah.
And we do miss some of the beer. We really miss Ass Clown. And the Cornelius bottle shop was like, not the bottle shop, the Draft House. One of those. That was like our go-to spot. We were there a lot. And constantly at Jeton Park all the time. So yeah. Remember it fondly. Remember the time fondly. We still have a lot of friends and family in Huntersville, so we get back, once or twice a year.
Awesome. Well, maybe you join us some Wednesday in person whenever you're out.
Yeah, I like that. I would like that.
Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Adrian. Good to see you guys.
See,
Twins today.
8 o'clock. You're twins?
Yeah, I've got my Come to the Dark Side. We have cookies t-shirt on.
Oh my God, you need one of those, Brian.
I like that.
She's the dark side, and I'm fighting for the Republic. So
This is true. This is true.
Does the Republic have cookies?
I don't think so. Definitely just the dark side.
Right,
definitely
so
haven't
run
gotten
to the
any
dark
cookies.
side, man. Looks like the dark side has large coffee cups too.
Yeah. Also with the Empire, because I'm consistent.
That's a good idea. I think someone should make cookies this week.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Chad.
Hi, Chad.
Good morning,
Hey, before
everybody.
we get started,
Good.
since y'all, let me find it. Before we get started, I wanted to talk about, since you guys are, I don't know if you want to wait, but so up at the hub where we normally meet, I asked again, of course, if we can meet there. And they said they're still operating under phase 2 of the mandate, which means that they can only allow meetings of 10 or less people. And you have to wear face masks in the building, which whatever. So she said they could hold our meeting there. We just have to be 10 or less. Obviously, if we want to sit outside, that's fine as well. But that was the feedback I got from the hub. So, like, how many?
I think we could probably do a combo one and try it, because I went and
Yeah, because like
volunteered
Adrian, you would be probably Zoom still, right?
yeah, potentially. I don't know. I went and volunteered at church, and literally we usually had like 25 kids show up at church, and I volunteered in the children's area, and we only had 3. So
yeah,
I
but
think
they
there was
didn't announce
literally-
that they were open yet. It says on their website not till next week that they're open.
Okay.
But
Um,
no, I think
we
I
have
don't know.
more
But
than-
like, I just want to
say
take
we
a vote.
do it
Like,
outside.
who would actually come in person?
Chad would.
I
Me.
know Chad would. I got his vote. Ed, Belinda, would you?
I wouldn't be
No?
able to. Mm-mm.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously not every week, just like in general. So,
It
I know
depends.
Lexi would.
Jeff is gonna line up a bunch of startups in the Asheville area, and so we may be doing Zoom for the next few weeks as we fill up the decks with Asheville
To watch
startups.
them. Yeah, but we can watch it on the TV still and then be sitting there so we can still mingle in person.
Okay.
We'll have a hard time drinking our coffee with our masks on, but
We'll buy straws.
it work. Jeff, you guys have a Asheville Million Cups chapter, isn't there?
We do. My organization, Venture Asheville, founded that 6 years ago in August. Next month will be 6 years. We've handed it off to a team of volunteers, and we consider that a real success of the Venture Asheville program. You know, something started from this public-private partnership, was given to truly fully volunteer-run. They do their own sponsorship, and we're a key partner still. So all that's to tee up what I'm about to say is that the organizers have decided to not do live Zoomed or in-person anything since March.
Oh, yeah.
So they've just completely been on hiatus.
Okay, the Charlotte one did the same. They didn't want to do Zoom, so we've been getting a bunch of the Charlotte people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, send everybody here then.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, there's a pipeline and buildup of people who want to pitch in Asheville that don't have anywhere to go. So this works out really well.
Send them our way.
Yeah, already have. Yeah, we'll keep reminding them.
Cool.
Right. Well, I think we're a few minutes over, so we'll dig in here and get started. Let me share my screen, and maybe Jennifer and
I messaged them and Lexi.
Jennifer and Debbie will join us last minute, probably.
Yep. As soon as you start.
See my screen?
Yep.
Cool. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good to see all of you again here. I'll buzz through these couple slides, and we're going to turn it over to our presenter, Jeff here, who's got an awesome company from what I took a quick glance at this morning, and walk us through that. And so welcome to 1 Million Cups Lake Norman. We've got a few sponsors helping us out here. Lake Norman IT Professionals, Next Wave Services, True Arity Digital, Flywheels, where we usually have. I still always mess that up.
Pronounce it for us. Trudy?
It's true. Truity Digital. Just say Truity Digital. Just say the true is.
Brian has too much of a
Truity,
northern accent.
Exactly. Flywheel is where we usually hang out, but I think that's going to change its name to just the Hurt Hub at Davidson. And then we have wonderful Summit Coffee. You want your logo here, Jeff? Talk to us. We'll help promote you. Everybody else has heard my speech here. So obviously we're trying to connect the business owners in the community with like-minded people to help them understand their challenges and grow their business. We're trying to build these deeper connections and need some more help creating that community. Nobody really has ownership here. So thank you, Belinda, for jumping in and helping us out a little bit on that front. And we're trying to be radically and intentionally inclusive. So we're still looking for some more diverse businesses as you stumble across them. We are trying to get back to 2 presenters and should be less than 5 years in business. And we're going to ask you, Jeff, what can we do as a community to help you? So if everybody could tweet out or Facebook or LinkedIn how to present and help us spread the word a little bit. You just never know who's going to stumble across that feed, and just let us know how else you want to get involved. So with that, went really fast through that because everybody's heard it except for Jeff on that front. So we're going to just do a quick icebreaker and then we'll turn the show over to you, Jeff. You hit the gallery view in the upper right corner, you can see all of our pictures at the same time, but I pulled one out real quick. I'm not sure if we did this one or not, but what is your first car?
Did we do this
So,
one?
okay. I don't think we did this one, but we will start off with Chad.
What is my car?
So your
The one
name and your company and then your first car.
Oh,
How many times have you been here?
I don't remember.
30.
It's all a blur. Chad Keith, Atlas Technology Solutions. I currently drive a Honda Pilot, but I want a Tesla, if that matters.
Yes. Me too.
What was your first car?
But what was your first car?
Oh, what's my first car?
Let's just do what's your dream car. That's a way better question, I think.
Nah, I'll give you my first car, because that's fun too. My first car was an '86 Buick Century.
Nice.
So really cool.
He's laughing as he says it.
It is funny. So yeah.
Awesome. Good morning, Hannah. Thanks for joining us. We're just doing a quick connect.
We'll go back to her. Yeah.
Good morning, Hannah. We're just doing a quick round of introductions. So, Ed, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm Ed McCutcheon. My company's Truity Digital. And
how did you Truity?
Yeah.
Trijudy? Triady?
It's like I had to come up with a name.
You heckle us.
I had to come up with a name like my last name. Is it McCutcheon? My first car. It was a dream car, man. It was a hand-me-down from my parents, and it was a 1954 Plymouth Biscayne tank, and it was yellow with a black roof, and I didn't have to worry about getting in an accident in that car. Whoever I hit was done, and I was going to be fine.
But that sounds like a cool car now.
It actually, my sister and I would drive, and 2 of her friends would drive to school together. And when we got anywhere near the high school campus, her and her friends would sit on the floor. They didn't want to be seen driving on the school campus in the car.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Ed. It's good to see you. Belinda.
Good morning. My name is Belinda Kajeski with Primerica Financial Services, and my first car was I think it was an '81 Chevette. It was easy to push, even though I'm little. I could still push it because I kept having to jump it off.
Not a Corvette, a Chevette.
Chevette. Yep. My dream car is probably the Land Rover, I think. It's one of the Which ones are the really nice? I can't think of what they're called. Starts with an L. But
Yep. Those are the Land Rovers, probably.
Yep.
All right. Good morning, Adrian. How's the dark side?
Hello, I'm Adrienne McDonald. I own a personal development and consulting company. And my first car was a Datsun 280ZX Turbo.
Wow.
However, the reason why it was my first car is my father really wanted it for himself. And that was the story he told my mother. He's like, I'm buying this for Adrienne. And she's like, you're full of shit. And I'm like, I got a cool car that I didn't get to drive that much. So there you go. My dream car, Aston Martin.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it's a shame you haven't hung on to that Datsun. Those things are, their value now is crazy high. Crazy
Yes.
high on those.
Yes.
Yeah, if you held on to it.
It was champagne color.
Mm.
All right, Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle Johnson, Next Wave Services. We do website design and maintenance for small businesses. I had a hand-me-down station wagon, which subsequently got smushed in a car accident that I'll probably always feel. And then I don't even know what it was, but it was one of those little, I don't know, not a neon, but something like that, a little tiny vroom vroom car. And it was a 4-cylinder. We used to drive up the hill to college in the snow, and it didn't always make it. We had to stop and park. But I think my dream car, it used to be a Corvette, but now I would really like a Tesla or a Lamborghini, whichever. Not picky.
Nice. Good morning, Hannah.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just jumped on last second with Jeff Kaplan. I'm with just Kibbitz. And my first car was my dad's hand-me-down Mercedes. Good car, but took premium gas. And I grew up when gas was like over $5 a gallon. So that was a huge bummer. But my dream car is a Tesla.
Nice. I'm Brian Dunstead, business technology business consultant and fractional CTO. And let's see here, my first car was a Ford Tempo way back when, and I'd probably say I think they just came out with the brand new hybrid or electric Lamborghini. So I think the electric Lamborghini is probably
There you go.
cool. But with that, then I'm gonna have turn this over to Jeff and let him introduce us and tell us about his car, and then he'll walk us through just Kibbitz. So thank you, Jeff, for being here.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to see folks from Lake Norman. I was telling a few of us early on, I used to live in Cornelius. I worked at Proctor Free in Huntersville before moving to Asheville. My first car was a 2002 Jeep Liberty. It was brand new at the time. That was pretty sweet. You know, a lot of people look at those as a leader in the subcompact SUV movement. But it wasn't a very cool car, but it was fine. I'm totally a car nut. My dream car right now is I found a 1951 Jeep Willys CJ2A. This is like right out the war, you know, probably shipped over from Korea at that time. So you can still restore these through all original parts. And I found it in Waynesville for $3,500 on Craigslist. And I'm having a really hard time talking myself out of driving to Waynesville to look at it. Like, it's really rusted out. Like, I think there's going to be structural holes in the floor from rust. If those are okay, if it could be patched, I mean, you can restore these things and they're amazing project cars. I had a Wrangler at one point, an 06 Wrangler. I just like Jeeps. And what I liked about it so much is, like, you can take that thing anywhere and you can always find a part. You can always, like, rebuild it. You can always fix it. You can always run. So I love the Wranglers, and yeah, those classic Willys are just incredible. So yeah, let's see if this thing is salvageable. That's the dream. There's a website you should all know about for into cars called bringatrailer.com, auction site for vintage and classic cars. I spend way too much time looking at, but that's where you see those old Datsuns. I mean, they come up a lot. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to share my screen now.
And anybody that wants to share their information, just pop it into the chat room as well.
It
So I'm gonna
occurs to me that I
share
follow
the
Jeffrey
note.
on LinkedIn. So
Get out of here.
Huh.
All right.
yeah, I was like, hey, I know this guy.
Good to meet you in person. All right. Can you all see the screen? I'm not sure what you're seeing. So I have 2 monitors. I'm using Keynote.
Yep, we can
What
see
you all see?
the Just Kibbitz sign.
Oh,
Okay.
does that mean he's a Mac person too?
I am. All right. And what's timing looking like for this? So I know to keep us on pace. It's 8:15 now. You want like a 5 to 10 minute pitch?
6 minutes is the goal.
6. I can do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hi everybody. My name is Jeff Kaplan. I'm going to tell you today about a dating site inspired by my mom. All my mom wants is for my little brother to marry a nice Jewish girl. So much so that she created a fake JDate profile. You know what JDate is? It's like Match.com, but for Jews. So she was on JDate and made a fake profile of my little brother. That's him on the left. And she was matching and messaging with girls as Adam, trying to get him a date. Now, just spoiler alert, it really didn't end well. But I think my mom might have been onto something, because the state of online dating is kind of a train wreck. With the proliferation of online dating, especially now in coronavirus times when everybody's home online looking at their phones, supply and demand is out of whack. Less than 1 in 5 matches ever becomes a date, and that's probably going down now. So to compensate for that, the average user is on 4 dating apps simultaneously. This leads to supply and demand, like I said, being out of whack, and it leads to abuse, harassment, so much so that 60% of women have been sent unsolicited nude photos, and 72% of all users have had to block another user on the website or a dating app. What we're presenting today is a new paradigm. It's a new kind of dating site to help someone you love meet someone they'll love. Just Kibbitz is a site for moms to play matchmaker, that they can take the role of creating a profile for themselves and their kids. They match online with other moms, and if they think their kids would like each other, they set them up on a date. That's really what it is. It is a matchmaking dating site, putting moms in the driver's seat. It might sound weird, might sound crazy, but the fact is millennials are quite hip with this idea. So we've surveyed nearly 100 millennials, single millennials, and we asked them, would you want a date set up by your mom? What do you think about this? We get quotes like, because moms are involved, you know he's going to be respectful, because if not, it'll get back to his mom. Because brokers a new paradigm in accountability for online dating. We're seeing trends in other sites trying to do identity verification, trying to push people to meet in real life, trying to filter out unsolicited nude photos. And we find that by putting moms in the driver's seat, all that happens automatically. Could you imagine a kid telling his mom, Mom, listen, for the next part, if you really want to go out with me, I need you to send her a picture of my stuff. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm not worried about it. That's Just Kibbitz guarantee. Here's how it works. These are our old UX. We have new UX and new branding you can see on our website, justkibbitz.com. But basically the way it works, mom creates a profile for herself and her kid, and it really could be any parent. We're focusing on moms. You'll see why in a moment. From there, they search based on location, interest, gender identity, even what brand of Judaism or religion you're into. From there, the moms start messaging and chit-chatting. And the key to get the kids to go out on the date is to prepay for that. So the way this works is called a redeemable date. When the mothers agree the kids should go out, they prepay for the date. They select a gift card that we look at both of their addresses and find all the gift cards between their locations. And the mothers pay for it, and it emails the kids saying, hey, you've been set up with so-and-so, it's already paid for, go. And we call that a kibbitz. And that's really the secret sauce to what makes our website work. So when we ask single millennials, would you want a date set up by your mom? About half the time they say yes. And then we say, but what if that date was prepaid? And that shoots up to 92% yes. And this technology that the gift cards only work when the recipients are together creates a utility patent for us. So we actually this week are filing that provisional patent for that process of 2 parties buying a gift card, being sent to other parties, only active through a physical interaction, and that reveals a gift card when they're at Starbucks, wherever they are. Business model is pretty straightforward. It's a dating site. So we're not going to do advertising yet. We're starting off with basic membership fees at $29 a month, which is right in the middle between every niche dating site. They all range from like $19 to $40 a month. We have a transaction fee that we put on top of the gift cards they buy through the site. But you can really see in the future how clearly this could tee up corporate sponsorship for featured dates. Here's our team. I'm Jeff, again, from Lake Norman area. I worked at Procter Free for a couple years. Currently, I'm the director of Venture Asheville. When I was in Charlotte, I built and sold Dog Friendly. That was an app that found your location and showed you every dog-friendly thing near you. They wrote about it in Charlotte Agenda and Charlotte 5. My co-founder and I met at a custom software development company. That's Mike Ovies. He's now in Denver, where he's working as a global software consultant, senior software engineer at a company headquartered in New Zealand, but he works out of Denver. And with us is Hannah Marshall, our COO. Hannah and I worked together for a couple of years at Venture Asheville and the Economic Development Coalition for Asheville-Buncombe County. She gets shit done. That's why we keep Hannah around. She's awesome. We can't do it without her. She's also our full-time employee on this project while Mike and I are transitioning. We have 2 advisors and 1 advisor consultant roles. Randy Ziffer was 20 years at Home Depot, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Atlanta Sentinel. She's a target market of Jewish moms. And Feed Loader was the 12th employee at Match.com, and he wrote the matching algorithm and billing system for Match. He's been in this industry for 20 years, and he's been C-level in several startups in the Triangle area. So it's great to have Feed on our team as well, guiding us. And I should apologize, that slide is in the wrong order. Let me talk about our market size. We look at Facebook ad targeting, knowing that's where moms are going to be spending their time. We're looking at middle-aged moms. So on Facebook, we can get super, super niche into mothers with kids who are over 18 that like anything Jewish, Israel, or Spanx, that are friends of newlyweds in high-density Jewish areas from the highest levels of income in those areas, and also liberal-leaning college grads. Facebook says it's about 4.5 million moms. The math on that's a little funky. Got it, Brian? Because that's more Jews than there are, like way more than half the Jews in America. But we're narrowing in and seeing why that is. But we'd be like, that's, again, total market size and just Jewish moms. Why starting in the just Jewish space? Because we believe that in the future, we can go into different verticals wherever there is a ethnic group that has a matrilineal type structure. We feel like they're the ones who are doing matchmaking for their kids. But because the acquisitions are so high in niche dating sites right now, for example, if anything has a blue star on it, it's owned by the JDate group. Anything with an orange star is owned by the Match.com group. Plenty of Fish was bought for 250 million, or sorry, 550 million. Zeus with 200 and some million. And Bumble was just bought for 3 billion by Blackstone. Acquisitions are really, really strong in this market that are several multiples over revenues. So for us, our key is to get to 10 to 15,000 monthly active users in 2 to 5 years. That gives us a critical mass to really build from. But at that point, we're looking at over 3 million in ARR, which is where the multiples for acquisition get to 6 to 10x. And I believe that's a great return for our investors. Right now, the app is pretty much complete. We have a couple weeks until we're launching in that. We have our marketing campaign set to go live already on our social media. We have a video coming out. That's our brand promo. We're going to force all our marketing behind that video. And that's where a lot of our budget comes from. So we've raised 150 of 350 this round. It's a 900K pre-money. So we're giving up, I think like 18 or so % of the company to really get us through launch. Once we launch, because there is revenue right away from the moms who use the site, we can revenue fund the rest of our growth. And that's it for my 6 minutes. Happy to take all the questions you have.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jeff. Yeah, I think that's amazing. So let's open it up to the group here. What do you guys think? What questions do you have?
What is Kibbitz?
Kibbitz is a Yiddish word for chit chat. So when our single millennials get these emails, it's like, hey, your mom has set you up with so-and-so to go on a date to Starbucks. We end it with no pressure, just Kibbitz. And that's like this, really trying to play into the trope of a meddling Jewish mother. You're like, no pressure, no, you're not asking to get married, just go and have a coffee. Just Kibbitz.
Do you guys use George's mom from Seinfeld in any of your ads?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We have this video coming out.
That's all I think of.
And that's kind of the stereotype we're going for.
Yeah.
As long as we always portray the woman in anything we do, whether it's social media, a quote, a picture, as empowered and confident, not, we never want it to feel like, is that kind of anti-Semitic? Like we never want it to go that way. It's always got to be strong, confident woman. Never sheer. We don't want to have like a Woody Allen vibe, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a good plan.
It's interesting though, like I have friends who are like Indian and Catholic and like different, obviously Jewish too, but like, and their moms are just as meddling and would like to pick their dates than, you know, other people. So I think as long as you guys aren't just, I mean, it's fine if you are, but like, I think you could expand if you're not to, you know, more, I mean, really anybody like could be. Yeah. My mom would love to do this because she, you know, you go on enough bad dates or whatever, get divorced, and your mom's like, let me just pick for you. So it kind of doesn't really matter what your religion per se is. It's I think there's plenty of people who would actually use this and benefit from it. Okay, I'll shut up and let other people talk.
I'm glad, Michelle, I'm so glad to hear you say that. Appreciate that. This is such kind of a weird idea, so it's always great if people say, oh, I know someone who would use this, or my mom would use this. It's always great to hear that. And the reason,
well, that's why I wondered what the name, if that's a deterrent or not. I mean, I think it's fun because it's a fun word, but like obviously I don't know what it means, so I don't know if that throws me off or not.
Yeah, so it's one of the things we're debating as we grow. So first, I think it's take a big step back. It's always smart from a go-to-market approach to be super narrowly focused. Build something a core group of users are going to love and identify with and feel like is their own. So for us, that was like, my background is Jewish. If I don't get my brother married to somebody, my mom's gonna freak out. So I gotta like do this for my mom. So that's number one, you know, take care of my mom. And then from there, it's do we go into new verticals every time and kind of reskin and rebrand this thing? Or do we blow it up and you filter by whatever you want to see? If you want to see every type of person, you can see every type of person. If you just want to see Reformed Jews from the New York area, we can give you that too. So that's kind of one of the things we wonder about. The back end on the data side of this is it's all the same to us. It'll all be in the same database regardless, because the filters are decided by the user. So it's up to what they want to see.
Yeah, that was my quick question is just honing in on what Michelle said is, I think, you know, I don't know, you'd have to pull how many people know what kibbutz means. You know what I mean? That's the question. Like definitely everybody in the Jewish community is going to know what that is. 100%. And then you look at the website and you see Jewish mentioned. So I 100% support your vision, get the revenue positive and go after the Jewish market as much as you can first. But then will you be able to pivot into other areas, or will you have locked yourself into the Jewish world too much on that front?
Right.
And then how do you jumpstart the Christian or other faiths on that? So that's my only catch, as after you've established yourself revenue positive, how do you expand? But I love it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're 100% right, because I mean, as a guy who's been on the dating scene, it's not that I've never gotten those pictures, but you know, the ghosting problem and just like, you know, people know exactly what they're looking for, but they're not willing to call you or talk. I mean, it's just incredible as from the flip side of that too. So I think all of us have mentioned that anybody that I've talked to that was single said, yeah, I would much rather just let my mom do this. So
really, yeah. It's we looked at other
there for sure.
It's a big space, right? So we can find pitch decks from every other company that's doing this. And you see a lot of like Tinder for X, right? It's like, we're Tinder for dog lovers, or we're Tinder people with cats. So there's lots of like pitch decks out there. And so we get a lot of our data in that, like those statistics from other companies. And one of them was about how much time single people spend online dating a week. And it's over 10 hours a week now. That the average single person is just spending, and they feel like it's a full-time job outside of their jobs. And so for one market segment, the key benefit is, can someone just do this for me? You know, and we see in the more orthodox, in the more orthodox Jewish areas, you know, people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on matchmakers. And so that's one of our marketing tactics in those segments, is save that $10,000, and for $29 a month, your mom can do your matchmaking.
So
I think, go ahead, Adrian.
So I know several people, like I echo what they said, depending on the culture, that's just a preferred method of matchmaking. But because of what I do and the experience I've had with my clients, I have a lot of clients that have been raised by narcissistic people. And so I wonder, I'm sure you have a mechanism in there if a mother comes on and posts pictures and tries to engage her child in matchmaking and they do not have a solid relationship, that there's some sort of like opting out.
Yeah, so it's on our website. I think the first step, Hannah might know it's better than me, it's like a 5-step process. Like start using Just Kibbitz, and the first one is get your kids' consent. It's your first or second one.
Yeah. That's great.
You know, it's interesting. So when we talk to millennials, we hear generally really positive comments, and one of them I really liked was from a he was a gay college student that wasn't on good terms with his parents, and he said, this is something that could help me and my parents understand each other better. So almost the opposite of that narcissistic parent who's meddling too much, which is probably what my mom falls into, you know, who already did this on J-Date without telling my brother.
Well, there's difference between dysfunction and toxicity. So, I mean, that's the what I like what you said was it gives the child the power of choice, and that's critical. So, but I know, I mean, my other half is Catholic, and so I get that.
How do you stop Michelle signing up to pretend to be my mom?
So again, it's our go-to-market is very, very targeted towards the mother-child relationship. But we're the first one we'll do to open up so I feel like it's really important to get eponymous and known as, we met on Just Kibbitz. Instead of people saying, what's that? It's a matchmaking site. It's not, and that's why our tagline is, help someone you love meet someone they'll love. Right. So eventually Michelle can sign up for you and say, I'm Brian's friend. I know Brian really well. I want to help him meet somebody. And so that anybody can sign up for anybody.
There's that one other exclusive dating app that does that. Like you can't get into the dating app unless somebody else vouches for you, right?
There is the League, which is like, you might be thinking they check your LinkedIn and want to make sure you have certain.
It was the one the celebrities use.
Yeah, it was featured on Billions, but I can't remember the name.
We're not doing that one.
Yeah, I don't know. There's one other one, like you cannot get into it unless somebody that's already on the site vouches for you. They're a real decent human being, and I think that's some way that they're trying to limit the bad pics and stuff. You just can't let anonymous people. So that's a similar concept. Like this mom knows that mom and trusts that mom. So not that a bad apple can't sneak through. I'm just curious how you're gonna stop that to a degree, but it's yeah. I
believe the moms will do some of their own self-policing on this. We know the moms are going to talk. A big draw for the mothers is it's a community for them, right? As much as it is to set their kids up to find like-minded moms, whatever, who are the same things you are, that you may not know about. So there's that social side of it. We have chat features. I expect eventually roll out forums or more engagement tools to bring the moms back in. And we wonder, so if my mom's on this and sets Adam up, what if she wants to keep doing it for other people? Or what if she just likes the friends she made, and how can she stay involved and engaged? So we've got a pretty deep feature roadmap for Just Kibbitz. But again, we're pre-launch, so I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I want to nail our MVP and find, people who love us, who will tell their friends about us.
Can you go back to, I don't know if it was on a slide. I think, so one of the things that I hear my friends complain about a lot is the, like, not security, but like, I meet someone online, I don't know that person from anything. So I think you said something about or like kind of weaved within here. Like it's, you know, your mom is part of it and their mom is part of it, and you get the gift card and you both have to use it. Like, I don't know, that all just kind of makes me feel a little better and like more secure that it's not like you're just going out with a random person, but
Yeah.
it's like there's more people involved, I guess, because, you know, when you go on a date with a random
Accountability is the
person,
big thing.
yeah, you got to text your friends where you're going.
Yeah,
Like, are you okay? Do you need to come get you? Like, just to be safe. And so, I don't know. I think this actually, to me, adds a little bit of safety, which is huge for especially women and like I guess guys too. So I think that is a good thing to make sure you kind of play up a little bit too, that like it's a little bit, not that things can't happen, but there's way more people involved. So it's less likely that a creeper is going to be, you know, on here, I guess. Maybe that's just my thought. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian
so
might
we
sneak
see
in.
that, and that's like that dating app that allows you to, or the vouching for somebody to get in by referral.
Right.
It's all getting at identity verification, safety and meeting in real life. I mean, Tinder just had to add a panic button to their app that if your date's going really, really poorly, there is, you know, an alarm you can hit. Because the market, there's such problems in online dating as an industry.
Right.
And so I think
like millennials are introverts too. So just getting them to go out on dates is like hard as it is with strangers. Yeah. But all the time it's like, well, I don't know this person. I'd rather meet somebody through somebody I know, or, you know, well, pretty much meet somebody through somebody I know. So this kind of adds that element without, but to people that you wouldn't normally meet otherwise. So I don't know. I just think that's a very good positive that you guys, you know, can make sure you exploit.
I see it.
You know, a mother. Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say you can answer Michelle's.
I think it's also a side of this that you don't even have to buy the date. You just call your kid and say, "Oh, my friend Renee has a daughter named Emily. I think you would really like her." And you don't even have to go all the way through the whole life cycle of the product to get a lot of the benefit if you're worried that is my kid going to go on this, I think it's too much.
I was just going to say what I've been seeing a lot of in some of the other startups that I've tested out lately is as soon as you sign up, you know, the CEO or their customer success person instantly calls you and says, "Hey, Brian, thanks for signing up. Let's get you into the Facebook group so you can ask questions about the community." And so I'm just curious if you just set up that simple Facebook group for the successful matches, like, you know, so-and-so was successful and now they're retiring from just Kibbitz kind of thing. I got my brother married off and now I can join the success group on Facebook and just help others, or I don't know, those become your community advocates in some fashion. They can almost be your police force. So you can turn the people that are successful into the police force.
That's great.
Just some ideas out there for you.
Yeah. So if I can put Hannah on the spot, one of the tactics we're using is getting her into those other communities that are out there to get to, this is to the big ask of how can the community help you, is we're looking for mom ambassadors, you know, our core early adopters who have 3 or 4 friends they want to have them join with us. So we don't have our own private Facebook group. We have a Facebook page, which is, you know, a marketing arm. But having our own private group is a great idea, and we should absolutely, we can get that done this week.
Yeah, check out hellowoofy.com. They're doing a social media system, and Arun, I think he's based up in New York City. He is just crushing it with his Content Masters Facebook group just to help people. So anyway, that's one that I really like to model after on that one. I mean, I think the other thing, like, you know, having been on these sites myself and stuff, is I just run across a ton of people that are just trying to get Instagram followers. They throw out some cute pictures and they're just trying to get me to copy their Instagram handle and go find
business.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, it's just like, gosh, not only am I having to weed through hundreds of profiles, but now I also have to deal with which ones are fake or not. So like, how do you, you know, and is that a strategy for you? I mean, can you just go on all these other sites and just set up an ad, pay them officially to advertise yours, or just go and set up a profile and say, you know, put your mother's picture out there, put that classic picture out there and say, tired of this crap? Check out this website. So it could be a backward strategy for marketing.
It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we've been targeting the moms more than the kids, but
you should target the
but
kids.
The kids are gonna go, like, as soon as you say, Brian, we've got enough people in the Charlotte area that it's, you know, you have to target it city by city, I imagine. So I assume you're targeting New York City first. But as you open up new cities, you know, I don't know one person that wouldn't have, I don't know, I guess it depends on your relationship with your mom, but I don't see why, if you have a decent relationship with your mom and you stumble across this, you wouldn't immediately just text her and say, help me, Mom, I'm at a loss. So I think going after the kids and getting the kids to get mom to sign up.
I think some kids might think that that's too much meddling and their mom already meddles in their life too much, to argue with you, Brian.
But relationship with your mom, I think it's a cycle thing, right? So having been divorced and then gone through that whole crazy online dating stage, I'm at the point where it's just like, I don't care about it. I'm way too burned out on all that to even mess with it. So I'd much rather hand it off to some other professional or my mother.
I think if you just
there's not one silver bullet.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're looking at a host of marketing tactics and channels to, you know, like I tell our team, like when we meet a mom, it happens all the time. A mom will say, this is terrible. What do you think you're doing? You shouldn't be giving mothers this kind of access. It's not worth our time to change that person's mind.
Right.
I'd rather find somebody who's warm to the idea and get them to love it and tell someone else about it. And so, and same with the kids, right? Some kids
have great relationships with their mothers.
Exactly.
So I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd probably let my mom do this purely to save me the 10 hours a week of trying to find dates. Like, I would rather let my mom, who doesn't have enough things to do in her life, do this for me. But also, I had two thoughts. One, to target, like, I don't know. If you told me I wasn't going to get any more D pictures by going on this app versus other apps, I would probably sign up over not, because that's super annoying. And two, how is it filtered? So, okay, I'm signed up and my mom's picking these people, but like, do I get to see them before I go on a date with them?
Right.
Like, do I have to prove it? Because I don't want my mom picking some, you know, whatever, somebody I'm not attracted to.
It's not on these screens, but it's basically a button in the real UX where you can share a profile with your kid. It's essentially a deep link, a view-only tab of the mom's profile and the kid's profile, a few pictures. It would be like an HTML to PDF kind of thing, where it's not even like an interactive web page, but you get a preview of that profile.
Is that before? Because like literally, you know, you go on Tinder or Bumble or all these, and all you do is swipe the pictures until you're like, oh, he's cute. And then you would actually look at their profile and talk to him. So I would assume that I don't want my mom like doing all this work and setting up with something that I don't even think that I wouldn't even swipe right on.
It would be much more like seeing this profile page. Now, again, this is not the new UX, but basically see this.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the moms would be the swiping culture. They're going to be the ones that read a little bit and don't prejudge the photo kind of thing. And then like once they look at the file, then they'll maybe look, I don't know, maybe well, we're running out of time, Jeff, but I think obviously you intrigued Michelle and I, so we'd be glad to be your guinea pig.
Hannah's gonna be following up with you to be our beta testers.
Yeah, my mom. Oh my God, she needs.
I have a couple other ideas that run past you on that front. But what can the community do to help you?
We need mom ambassadors. We need moms that would use this, that love it, that want to tell their friends about it, that'll post on Facebook about it. We're not doing swag. This isn't for millennials, right? So I can't be like, yeah, we'll send you a hat and a t-shirt and a fanny pack and you're gonna, be our ambassador. So for the moms, as long as they're an active Mombassador, we're going to give them free memberships.
Cool.
Okay.
So our goal is to get to 100 Mombassadors.
All right.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, Ed, did you have any comments? I know this isn't really in your forte, but
No, it's not. But I do think, I have a 25-year-old son and
well,
a
yeah, I was gonna say,
21-year-old daughter, and I know on the, the whole, all the different apps and all the different items out there, or whatever. I do like the way this one is set up. Even, one that if you have a good relationship with your mom and you have the good connection, and you're looking in that venue. I think it's great. I also like some of the security channels or whatever that you have built within it, which I think a lot of the other ones do not. And there are other different ones. Like I've had people say the same thing. Well, Christian mingle. Well, why are you going to box yourself into the person has to be a Christian or not? Well, you don't.
right.
But there are people out there who that is a big part of their life, and that is important to them. And I think I liked your page on there where you showed all the different venues where, there's dating sites out there for Black people. There's dating sites out there for Christians or dating sites out. So there already is a plethora that helps you pinpoint. And there you go, that one. Yeah. That helps you pinpoint and figure into, what is your, I guess, audience, for the lack of a better word, you're looking for. And I think this is a good one. I liked it a lot.
Thanks, Ed. Glad to hear that. That's great feedback.
Yeah, and awesome pitch too. You're a good. You're a good. You're a good pitch person, Jeffrey.
Thank you. This was I appreciate it. This was a little rusty. Got the notice from Brian at 7:30 that I was in. So
I was gonna say. I mean, you had plenty of notice.
And make sure you thank your mom, man. She raised a good son.
Thanks, man. She's driving up tomorrow. My son turned 1 yesterday, so we're having a little party for him on Saturday. Socially distanced outside with masks. Thanks. If she's coming up, I'll let her know.
Good deal.
Cool. She's driving up. We didn't let her fly up from Florida.
I think you have a potential market here if it's a good child parent relationship. You got a good product here.
Thanks.
Yeah,
we know it's very taboo, right? We come in, we talk about religion, mothers, relationships. So we're met with resistance sometimes, but y'all have been pretty empathetic. So thank you for your time and attention.
Well, I think it all depends on how you look at that lens. I mean, we're going to an all-inclusive society and accept everybody, and that is a true statement. And we want to accept. Okay, that does not mean that people are not entitled to be. We always laugh. I was raised Catholic, and we always laugh that my mother has a hotline to the Pope, and my wife was Methodist. She wasn't Catholic, and it was like, oh, sacrilege. But I mean, it's the people are within those buckets, okay? But some people are looking within their venue where their shared interests are. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just to that, for what it's worth, like Grindr and another site are removing skin color filters and some ethnic ones, but religion is still, there's lots of religious-based dating sites, and again, it's our go-to-market strategy. It's not where we'll be long-term, but it's where we're going to start.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey, for jumping in here. Super.
Thank you, Brian.
I would appreciate anything you can do to help us fill up our pipeline and stuff. We usually have about 10 people or so, but we try to announce it and post this on social media. So we'll send you the recording of this, and appreciate all your help out in the Asheville area, and love to grab a beer with you whenever we can get back together in person out that way. And
I look forward to that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, thank you all. Thank you for your time, guys.
Are we gonna take a picture?
We're gonna take a quick picture. Good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the stop button here.